All right, this is Grandfather. Now I know a lot of you are concerned about the Mayan calendar, and particularly the last symbol. I know I've talked about this before, but I feel I need to say this a little more, and that's as follows. There's a reason there's no symbols that follow. It isn't because they gave up doing the calendar. It isn't because their civilization ended then. It's simply because that is the last symbol that is needed because it represents a return to normalcy. And normalcy in this case simply means what is, what exists, and what is in fact benevolent in the entire rest of the universe. And that is why that last symbol, even though some people want to turn it on its side, although the other symbols are not turned on their sides, okay? That last symbol is a feminine symbol. That was the feminine symbol in those times. And it still is in many cultures in these times. The feminine energy is what is natural all over the universe. That doesn't mean that there are only women in the universe. Of course not. But it does mean that it's time now for men and, yes, boys to not have their identities taken away from them when they are very little. I'm not saying it's easy for girls and women. I am saying that in the cultures, not all, but many that are prevailing on the planet now, young boys and young men and adult men as well often have their basic feeling self, what they believe to be so, and their understanding about who they are as individuals, as well as the way they relate to society, literally taken away from them when they are a child by well-intended adults and others, often other children, who attempt to show them that they are wrong. And when you have so much about yourself ripped away from you, you begin to mistrust your own feelings. This is why many young men, and boys for that matter, and adult men spend the rest of their lives looking for themselves and looking for their place in society and have a basic distrust of their own feelings. Now, when boys and young men get into school, they are told of what is approved for boys and young men to be, to do, to think, and to like. I'm not saying this doesn't happen to girls and young women, but because women recreate life, they literally bring life through them and emerge it into the world, they ultimately understand that regardless of what was told to them, that they are sacred beings, because they are not just the symbols for sacred beings. They are truly sacred beings because Creator deemed women to be the beings that are most in alignment with Creator's beliefs of how sacred creation can take place on the physical plane. So, I'm not here to say that men are bad and women are wonderful. I am simply reminding you that the reason you've been told for the past many years that the feminine energy is rising is because that's what happened. It happened last year. I know many of you are expecting it to happen this year. It's just totally locked into place, and it's not going to get any stronger from this point on this year. But it rose plenty last year and was rising in years before that. Please, parents, please, teachers, please, other children and young men and adult men, do not take away the natural feeling instinct of baby boys, of young men, of adult men. If they are born as feeling beings, as all beings are born, let them be that. They will contribute greatly as that and as themselves. I know this sounds like I'm doing this, but it's not my intention to do that. I just need to remind you that the Mayan calendar symbol, this last one, is not about the end of the world. It's about full circle of going what you've been going through for the past few thousand years on Earth. It's that full circle completed. And you have completed that now. And now you are returning as a planet, as civilizations on the planet, and as a solar system, I might add, to your natural state of being, which is the feminine energy, which loves, honors, not obeys, loves, honors, and creates from love. That is your true nature. Good life.